cell, so we can see there are structures like chloroplast. Okay, in the next coming classes, we'll study more in detail about the plant cell. So we'll draw the diagram of the plant cell. What are the structures present or absent in plant cell and animal cell in detail we'll study. So one of the basic difference between the plant cell and animal cell is the presence of the chloroplast. So chloroplasts are present only in the plant cell, absent in the animal cells. Okay, now let us move to the study about the different type of the structures. First type of the structure what we are going to see is the cell membrane. So what is this particular cell membrane? So this is one of the most important outermost layer present in the animal cells. So one more difference we can point out here. So just now what we have told, chloroplast is present in plant cell, absent in the animal cell. So like that, if in the plant cell, so cell wall is the outermost layer, but in animal cells the outermost layer is what? Cell membrane. So every organism, remember, whether it can be a plant cell, animal cell, two basic things are present compulsorily. What are they? One is cytoplasm. The liquid present inside the cell is called cytoplasm. Take any type of the cell, bacterial cell, viral cell, fungal cell, animal cell, plant cell, any type of cell you take it, the liquid present inside the cell is called cytoplasm. It will be compulsorily present. Apart from this, one more structure which is compulsorily present, that is called as the cell membrane. Okay, so whether it's a plant, animal, anything it is, so two things are compulsorily present, cytoplasm and cell membrane. So sometimes other structures may be present, may not be present. Just now what we have told, chloroplast is present in plant cell, absent in animal cell. Like that it can be, nucleus may be present in some cells, nucleus may be absent in some other cells. Okay, like the cells which have got nucleus, they are called eukaryotic cells. The cells which do not have the nucleus, they are called prokaryotic cells. Example like bacteria we have got. So there is no nucleus like that. Well defined nucleus is not there. So like that differences will be there. Okay, but two are most common, cytoplasm and cell membrane. Now let us study in detail about the cell membrane. Okay, so this we can study by performing one activity, that is activity 1. Okay, so in your textbook very clearly it is given what is this. So let me go further. What do you mean by cell membrane? So cell membrane can be defined as the outermost protective layer which gives rigidity, shape and flexibility to the animal cell. Okay, outermost in the animal cell we are saying, but it is the second layer in the plant cell. Okay, so for this we are selecting a what you call rheolith. So plant material we are taking. In plants it is the second layer or innermost layer next to the cell wall. Okay, cell wall is the outermost, this is the cell membrane is the second layer. Now rheolith if you take, so this is commonly available plant. Okay, so take a rheolith, just tear it in a single stroke. Okay, in a single stroke you have to tear it. So when you tear it, so you get some light colored transparent portion. So take a small little portion of it, okay, cut it and put it onto the slide. Okay, put it onto a neat slide. Okay, so then add 1 drop of water, 1-2 drops of water, so that the material does not dry up. Okay, then cover it with the cover slip. Put a cover slip over the material. Okay, now try to observe under the microscope. So what type of things, what type of cells do you find under the microscope? If you see, so the cells are of this type, like this. So rectangular shaped cells you can see like this, of this type, like this. So these are the cells what we can observe under the microscope. Okay, so this is how we have got the cells. So what is the dark structure here? This is the nucleus. So the pointed structure here we have got. So this is what we call the nucleus. Now this type of cells can be observed under the microscope. Okay. Now after observing, remove that. Okay. Now slowly remove the cover slip and now add 1-2 drops of dilute salt solution. What do you mean by dilute salt solution? Okay. Take 50 ml of water. Okay. 50 ml of water you take it and add 1 teaspoon of, okay, 1 teaspoon of salt in it. Dissolve 1 teaspoon of salt in it. Then it becomes what solution? It becomes salt solution. It becomes a salt solution. So like this, different type of the solutions we can prepare. So here we are preparing salt solution. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, dissolve it in 50 ml of water. This becomes the dilute salt solution. Okay, that type of salt solution, take it 1 to 2 drops, add it to this particular material which you have placed it on the glass slide. Okay, then leave it for 5 to 10 minutes. Now after that, observe again under the microscope. Okay, now what is the action of this one? So the water comes out of this cytoplasm. That means now earlier we have seen the cells have got a very good regular shape here. But now if you observe, after adding the dilute solution, what happens? Within this time come very close. The cytoplasm present in the cells comes very closer. Suppose like inside these particular cells, so this is the liquid present called as cytoplasm. So now the cytoplasm will shrink. What do you mean by shrinking? Coming very close. Now why are we doing this activity? So to see very clearly the cell membrane. So actually in this particular picture or in this figure you will not be able to trace out where exactly the cell membrane. It will be present here like this. Now you want to clearly see the cell membrane, then what is that you have to do? Add the dilute salt solution. Now the cells will shrink, they come closer, they become small in size. Cytoplasm comes very closer. Then there is a maximum chance to see clearly the membrane. Our intention, our main aim is to observe the cell membrane, which can be clearly seen by doing this type of activity. So water comes out of the cytoplasm shrinks, then very clearly there is a chance, scope of seeing the cell membrane. In the textbook you can see 3A figure, this is 3A figure. And one more figure is given, 3B figure, where you can observe how clearly the cell membrane can be observed under the microscope. Compound microscope itself is sufficient to observe this. Okay. Now this is how we can observe the activity. We can see one to observe the cell membrane. Okay. Now what actually is the cell membrane? Let us define. So the outermost flexible membrane. Okay. Outermost, where do we say? If it is animal cell. And second layer in the plant cells. So it is present both in plant cell, animal cell, every cell it is present. Okay. So cell membrane is a flexible layer and it is made up of. So what is the chemical composition of the cell membrane? What type of chemicals are present in it? Two type of chemical substances are present in it. So it is made up of lipids and proteins. Lipido-proteinaceous layer we call it as lipido-proteinaceous layer, or else separately you say it is made up of lipids and proteins. Okay, flexible one. And this is also called as plasma membrane. Cell membrane also called as, it is also called as, cell membrane can also be called as plasma membrane. Then what is its function? So it separates the cytoplasm. So if you take, this is one cell like this. Okay, so the cytoplasm of one cell is separated from the cytoplasm of the other cell. So because of the presence of this particular membrane called as a plasma membrane, so it separates that. Okay, and it defines. So function of the cell membrane is to define the shape and size of the cell. Okay, particularly in animal cells it is the most important. If it is in the plant cells, then it will be the cell wall which will define the shape and size. Okay, since it is in the animal cell, so it defines the shape and size of the cell. Okay, then what is the other function? It maintains the balance. So what do you mean by balance? So that is allowing the things to come inside and allowing the things to go outside, which are important for the cell. Okay, that type of substances are taken in. Okay, taken in. Like in a classroom we have got a door. Okay, once we want to allow any person, the door is kept open and then we are allowing the person. Now we don't want others to come into the class, so we close the door like that. So allowing and removing the things. Who will decide that? So it is the structure which is called as the plasma membrane. Which type of substances to be allowed or which type of substances to be thrown out? Who will decide? So that is the function of the plasma membrane. It will judge, it will decide, okay, which type of substances to come inside and which type of substances to go outside. That is how it will maintain the balance. The chemical composition of the cytoplasm is maintained because of the presence of the cell membrane or plasma membrane, and it maintains the balance between inside and outside. So inside the cell and outside the cell, what sort of balance is to be maintained between the cells? So that is all judged by the plasma membrane. Okay, so we can call them as exchange of the substances. Since this type of most important work is done by the plasma membrane, it is also called as selectively permeable membrane. It will select which type of substance. Example, like suppose like a cell requires oxygen, it is allowed to come inside. But when oxygen is going, the leftover product of the oxygen will be carbon dioxide. Now carbon dioxide is not supposed to be inside the cell, so it is to be thrown out. Then it is sending away the carbon dioxide. Then again, for the growth of the cell, nutrients are required, food substances are required. Then who will allow the food substance to come inside? Again it is the plasma membrane. So it will decide which type of things are important for the cell and which type of substances are harmful to the cell, that will be thrown out. So this type of work is done. So it helps you easily selectively. It will select and allow. It will select and allow. Which is important only is allowed to come inside the cell, and which is not important or which is a waste material, it will be thrown outside. So that is why it is called, cell membrane is called plasma membrane. Apart from that, it is called selectively permeable membrane. It's also called selectively permeable membrane. Okay, more in detail about this particular cell membrane. We have got one chapter, fourth chapter is there in the 9th class. So we study more about the what you call cell membrane in a particular chapter. So since the cell membrane is allowing only selectively things, so it is called selectively permeable membrane, or it is also called semi-permeable membrane. Semi means not all the type of substances, only few substances are allowed to go inside. So it is helpful in allowing, so it is called semi-permeable membrane. So once again remember the names: cell membrane, or plasma membrane, or selectively permeable membrane, or semi-permeable membrane. So this is all about semi-permeable membrane or cell membrane. In detail we will study in the 4th chapter. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is the one more structure, that is the cell wall. The outermost layer, outermost layer of the plant cell is called cell wall. What is the outermost layer in the animal cell? Cell membrane itself. But in the cell, plant cell, if you take, this is the outermost cell. Okay, that is why you can define the outermost layer of the plant cell is called as what? Cell wall. Beneath it, or inner side to the cell wall only, we have got the next second layer, which is called cell membrane. Just now what we have seen. Okay, right. So what is the chemical composition of the cell wall? Like we have seen in cell membrane, it is made up of lipids and proteins. Now this cell wall is made up of cellulose. So the only one word is given in the textbook, that is called cellulose. But apart from this one, this is the chief component. Apart from this, we have got hemicellulose, we have got lignin, we have got pectin, we have got suberin. 5 different type of substances are present. Once again, cellulose, hemicellulose, lignin, pectin and suberin. So these are the chemical substances the cell wall is made up of. Okay, and it is one of the major difference between the plant cell and animal cell. Okay, just recall earlier, just now we have told that chloroplasts are present in the plant cell, chloroplasts are absent in the animal cell. Like that we have got cell wall is present in the plant cell but absent in the animal cell. This is one more difference we have got. So like this, a few differences are there where every topic we are going to again and again repeat. So what are the differences between plant cell and animal cell? This is the major difference. Presence of cell wall in plant cell, absence of cell wall in the animal cell. Okay, now coming to how can we define? So cell wall is the tough layer, flexible one and porous. What do you mean by porous? Means a layer with small tiny openings. Okay, minute microscopic openings will be there. Like this, small holes will be present. That is called a porous nature. Porous we call. So because of this porous nature, it helps in the exchange of the information with other cells during the growth and development. So because of the tough and flexible layer, so it is responsible to give a definite shape to the plant cells, and also it is, since it is the outermost layer, it is protective in function. Like we have got the outermost layer, our body organs are covered with skin, all right from top to bottom, front to back. So our body organs are covered with the skin. Skin is called as the protective layer. Like that we have got in the plant cell, to protect the plant cell, which is the outermost layer? It is the cell wall. So we call it as a tough, flexible, porous layer which gives a definite shape and gives function. So it is protective in function. So like this, particularly exchange of the information between the cells is happening during the growth and development because of the presence of the cell wall. Okay, so this is all about the cell wall.